Well, now to Nollywood, and a lot of people are saying that Nollywood is probably where music was 6 years ago. At that cusp of becoming this global phenomenon. We saw what Black Book did. Whatever you feel about the movie, it broke records, and the president even had to tweet about it.
Right.
Looking at what streaming is doing now in the industry, a lot of people have said the cinemas are suffering, and we kind of saw that through the year. Not a lot was said about how much was made by a lot of movies until December now, when we're starting to see these crazy numbers again. Of course, it's the holidays, families are out again. Streaming is changing the game, of course, with quality, but is it killing cinema, you think?
So whenever I have the conversations with filmmakers and exhibitor execs, they always tell me that there's going to be a balance between cinemas and streaming platforms, because both are distribution for products, and we now finally have the opportunities of, because 5 years ago, whenever a filmmaker makes a film, it's always you either go to the box office or you lock it in your hard drive. But now we're seeing that there's opportunities, from Netflix, Prime Video, and Showmax coming into the market. You can make a film and you have 5 different options on your table. So for the industry, yes, the movies that have gone to cinemas are not doing well, and that's because of the consumer spending. There's a cash crunch in the economy. People are saving, like entertainment budgets has nothing. So it's because of the consumer spending, not just because the distribution platform is not pushing as much as they should. But I think the points that I want to mention is that right now there's an indirect collaboration or cohesion between two factors, and let me explain. So Funke Akindele during November was acquired. Prime Video acquired a series called She Must Be Obeyed. Billboards were plastered all over different key states in the country, and then she has a movie that comes out by December. I feel that during my analysis, there's a correlation between you plastering Funke Akindele's billboard during 1 month before her film comes out to the success that she's having now. She's having close to 650 million at the box office. That marketing budget from Prime Video on She Must Be Obeyed, where they are doing billboards, TV, radios, sort of like has translated into the box office gains, which was seen because Funke is doing crazy numbers right now. 650 million naira in less than how many 3 weeks that she's been in cinemas, and she's gone in for the 1 billion record, which Black Panther set a couple of years ago. So it's very interesting, and you can clearly see that there's a symbiotic relationship. It might not be much, or it might not be equal opportunities across all filmmakers, but you can see that there's a cohesion between what the streaming platforms are trying to do with the products that they're also trying to create with creators and talent that are also going to cinemas. But we also have to be very, very careful, because there's now sort of like a super producer type of tag where you see Moa Mudu, who hasn't been to the cinemas for the past 3 years now because she has a deal with Netflix. And we hope that those type of people do not just abandon cinemas. They also come back and make products for big screen, just to be able to find a balance between streaming and cinemas. And hopefully our consumer spending or our saving or the economy maybe boost up a little bit, such that the cinemas bounce back outside of the December window. Because right now it seems like as if December is the sweet hot pie where everybody wants to make money. But hopefully the January and November window, we have products that do well, and December doesn't become an outlier.
Two-part question now. What do you think of it's been happening all December, the Funke Akindele versus Tony Abraham versus Mercy Aigbe thing with all their movies? I think Malaika,
Adam Wadadi and
Tribe Called Judah, And the second part is, are women going to be the ones who do this for Nollywood? Because these 3 people I mentioned now are women. I'm hearing, or it looks like, at least from her page so far, Kemi Adetiba might be dropping something next year. Moa Budu might be dropping something next year. Jade Oshibere has an ongoing deal with Prime Video. Are women going to be the ones who do this?
Absolutely. Women have always been at the forefront of entertainment here in Nigeria. Like all the names you mentioned are women, because those ones have pushed and tested the limits of their creativity, and also from the business perspective of it. So I want to reference the race that's currently happening at the box office. I think that's super interesting, because Mercy Aigbe is a new power player that wants to break into the box office, and her coming in during December with a distributor who is also sort of like new in the level playing field and also doing interesting numbers. 100 million under 14 days is not bad. It's absolutely an incredible achievement. And then, of course, you have Tony Abraham, who has also been doing this for the past 4 years and also is breaking her own records, because for her, she feels that anytime I come to the box office or have a box office outing, I have to make sure I do better than the last outing. So I think right now, those three products, A Tribe Called Judah, Malaika, and Adal Modadi, are bringing admission levels that are way better than 2022, 2019, and that's a good thing. And then we also now finally have a new member of the super producers, like we say, where it's not just Funke and Tony. We also now have Messi Aigbe, who, if she comes to the box office the next 1 year or 2 years, she might also pull some interesting numbers as well. So there's options, there's alternatives, and it's a win-win for the industry.
Yeah. Is streaming quality where you think it should be? We had a few misses this year, if we're being honest. We don't need to mention the names.
Right.
It looks like the quality visually is amazing. A lot of people can't stop talking about Breath of Life and just how visually stimulating it was. Same thing with The Black Book, even Blood Vessel. I mean, I think you watch some of these movies and because it's not necessarily shot in Lagos, it gives you a different feel of Nigeria. Some people say they're tired of seeing the bridge in every film, So on that level, it looks like things are great, but people are still not very sort of satisfied with how we weave our stories or our script writing and all of that. Is that on us or on the streaming guys?
Interesting. So let me start by saying that for the better part of 6 to 5 years, Nollywood producers haven't been strong in terms of developing their stories for a long while. It has always been, let's take this to market in the first or second draft. But I think that's going to change now, because right now, everybody is looking at, if I make a movie for streaming platforms, how do I make sure that this film goes global? And it all depends on how good or how well did you do your story development phase. And it's not just, this composition or this visual looks great, your cinematography is off the charts. It now moves beyond, the elements of cinematography and what type of camera did you use or what type of crane shots did you use. It now moves beyond what type of story are you telling? What are the elements that carry the story that is strong enough that people would watch it no matter where they are from? And I think back to your question, right now, streamers are still in the early stages of them entering the market, to be honest. They are not yet up to maybe 5 to 6 years in terms of commissioning and licensing. So, of course, there's going to be misses.
They're still testing the waters.
They're still testing the waters. In the next 5 years, hopefully, their executives are hired more, and then they also understand the market more, and they also trust the producers more to be able to deliver world-class stories and also have time, to develop stories, because there's now more budget and then there's now more optimism for the Nollywood industry.
I think we're all looking forward to 2024. Like I said, if the economy and politics is knocking our heads, entertainment will always be the one that hopefully keeps us going, and looking forward to all the things that entertainment has to offer. Thanks a lot for joining us today on the show. We're going to move on now to our next guest online.